in ways that you had no idea that you were capable of doing. And there was a lot of risk. There was a lot of risk that you would fall flat on your face. But the rewards when you are successful are so meaningful and profound. My first election, I mentioned that earlier. A good example is my dad. In that very first election, as I told my family I wanted to run for this office, after a couple of weeks, he pulled me aside and he kind of expressed his doubt. He's like, Cheech, he calls me Cheech, that's my partner Chinese. He's like, Cheech, are you really sure you want to do this? I'm not sure Atlanta is ready, and I think he just didn't want to see me, if I lost, if I would be crushed or devastated. We had a real long talk explaining why I wanted to do it, why I thought it was important, and he was 100% behind me through the whole campaign. Towards the end, as we were getting closer to election day, I was the one who started having doubts. I was like, oh my God, what if I lose? All these people that worked for my campaign, I've sunk my heart and soul into it, and what is it going to mean to me if I lose? Which I ultimately did. But I will remember the place. I will remember sitting, my dad sat me down, he said, Cheech, I don't care what happens on election day, I could not be more proud of you. You have done more for the Asian community simply by running than you can ever. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You have moved the needle forward in terms of changing stereotypes, showing what we are capable of, and educating others about our culture, our values, our beliefs, and who we as Asian Americans are. And I will always take that with me, because no matter what I try from now on, I know that deep in my heart, that's what part of what I'm doing is, no matter what the final outcome is. So, if you're at work and you've got this possible promotion, you should go for it. Don't worry about what if you get it or not, you need to go for that. If you get a business opportunity in front of you as an entrepreneur, you need to go for it. I'm not saying recklessly, I'm saying thoughtfully. But do it, because what you accomplish may not necessarily be that particular event or milestone. It is probably the things that happen along the way that you help other people in our community realize what their dreams and passions might be. And then finally, I really think one of the single things that our community can do that will help advance us collectively more than anything is to get more involved and be more active in our communities. I said that earlier, but I wanted to reiterate that. I think so long as we as a community kind of, I'm going to say it, we are somewhat isolationist, that we focus on ourselves, the community and the general public will perceive that about us and will assume that about us, and they won't include us or think about us as part of the conversation forward. And I think we really need to work to change that, because only that will we change this idea that things happening to us rather than us making things happen for us or making things happen in general. And quite frankly, it's not just for us right now. It's so different now for the younger generation. But look at this table in front of me, all these kids. But I think about when my sister and I were growing up, we, whether we wanted to or not, we're starting to do the work that hopefully, I'd like to think that Asian American teenagers across Georgia and Atlanta are benefiting now from, because we continue to try to move that forward. With that, I just want to conclude with, I think that's, I said earlier, that's why it's so important for us to come together for conferences and workshops like this. I think it's important to continue celebrating who we are and what we've accomplished. As you will do tonight, it's really, really important to encourage our young kids and young students on what they've accomplished, and encourage them to keep accomplishing more and challenging them to do more. And then finally, I think we just need to also remember that we're not done yet. We are still here. We may not be as young as we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but we still have time left. And we need to use that time to make sure we continue to do the work. I want to thank you for the opportunity of being here with you today. If there's anything I can ever do as an Atlanta City Council person with the City of Atlanta, or even just in our community, if someone who wants to run for office or wants to get involved in the campaign, I will always be here. I have to leave in a couple of minutes, but I don't know if the format allows me to take any questions from, does anyone have any questions or thoughts or reflections or disagreements?
or even suggestion for him to keep moving up?
Well, Mayor Reed in Atlanta apparently thinks that I'm running for mayor of Atlanta. Not yet. Yes?
Can you think of ways that young people can get more politically involved, specifically like around the world?
Two things come to mind. I think first one is there are groups out there like the Asian American Legal Advocacy Committee. They've done so much around elections and voter registration and just teaching people about issues and threats, even issues that are coming up in the state legislature that might be threats to us. That's a great starting point. There are other organizations that are doing the same work. They may be specifically with the Chinese American community or the Korean community. I think that's a great way to start. Political junkies should get involved with a campaign at any level. It could be at a local city council level, or it could be at a state, county, or statewide, because that's where you really, if you get behind the scenes and learn political strategy and how campaigns work, it can be really fascinating. And you might find that it's not something you ever want to do, but it might be something that you get involved with, trying to get others in our community that are running to get them elected. So those are kind of two quick thoughts on that, but I encourage it. In 2017 will be my re-election year, so I will definitely come back recruit, depending on what we decide. Any other questions?
Very quickly, I happen to know his hectic schedule today, so I am very appreciative of you agreeing to help us out today. As a matter of fact, he tried to get out of his previous commitment, but the event was way too big for him to manipulate. Okay, so I do want to thank you one more time, Jimmy, not trying to usurp it, but most importantly, folks, you were asking a question about how to get involved in politics, right? We have been told to get involved in politics. Okay, this is our own folks. ABC, American Born Chinese, is part of us. With that said, we do have higher expectations for you. With that said, folks, especially these younger ones, what is his name? The speaker. Louder. Okay, what is his position at this moment? Thank you very much. Are you going to support him when we need you? Yes or no? Thank you.
Alex, thank you so much for this very inspirational speech. And I know you have to go. Two things. One is, I hope you're going to be the first Atlanta mayor or the first U.S. senator. Also, just a little bit of certificate of appreciation, certificate. And it was created by our teammate Alan. So we just want to give that to you. And then Xiaoling also will bring her famous pineapple cake.
Oh,
Fresh ones, right?
I'll enjoy it. Shall they together?
Thank you, Alan.
Again, my apologies for having me leave, but you can count on me anytime you need.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Thank you.